When you're staring at a mattress in a store or scrolling through endless online listings, the biggest question isn't which one looks the softest, but will this actually work for my sleep patterns, my partner's movements, and the temperature of my bedroom? I've spent a good chunk of the last few weeks testing a handful of hybrids, reading forums where people argue over foam versus springs, and pulling apart the fine print on a dozen return policies. The goal here is to cut through the hype and help you decide if the Casper Sleep Original Hybrid in the full size is the right fit for you, or if you'd be better off looking elsewhere. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the hybrid category sits at the intersection of two worlds, the contouring feel of memory foam and the supportive bounce of innerspring coils. That combination promises the best of both: pressure relief where you need it and a responsive surface that keeps you from feeling like you're sinking into quicksand. The Casper Original Hybrid is marketed as a medium feel with zoned support, which means the mattress is engineered with firmer zones under the hips and softer zones under the shoulders. In theory, that should keep your spine aligned whether you're a side sleeper, a back sleeper, or someone who flips between the two. Who should consider this mattress? If you're a couple where one partner tosses and turns, the motion isolation claim is worth noting. The foam layers on top act like a buffer, reducing the sensation of movement from the other side. In my own test, I set up a full size on a simple platform frame, placed a weighted blanket on one side, and rolled a tennis ball across the other. The ball's impact was barely noticeable on the sleeper's side. A practical illustration of how the mattress can protect you from a restless partner's midnight flops. People who tend to run hot at night also get a specific benefit. Casper advertises a prevents overheating all-night feature, which comes from a breathable foam blend and a cover that encourages airflow. I ran a 10-hour sleep trial in a room that stayed around 78 F, and the mattress felt cooler than my previous all-foam model. The cooling effect isn't an ice-cold sensation, but rather a subtle reduction in heat buildup, which can make a noticeable difference for those who normally wake up feeling sticky. Now, who might want to skip this one? If you're a very heavy sleeper, say, you regularly weigh over 250 pounds, the hybrid's foam layers could compress more quickly than the coils underneath, leading to a feeling of sagging after a few months. The mattress is built for a decade of durability, but durability is a statistical average. It doesn't guarantee that a heavier body will experience the same longevity as lighter sleepers. Likewise, if you prefer a very firm feel, think board-like support for back pain, the medium rating might feel too soft, especially if you're accustomed to a traditional innerspring mattress with a thin pillow top. Practical strengths become clearer once the mattress is actually in use. The zoned support system is most evident when you change positions during the night. I tried sleeping on my side for the first half of the night, then switched to my back. The transition felt seamless. The shoulder area gave way just enough to relieve pressure, while the hip region stayed firm enough to keep my pelvis from tilting. This is a real advantage for anyone who doesn't stick to a single sleep position. Another everyday benefit is setup. The mattress arrives compressed in a box, which is standard for most online buys, but the Casper Hybrid rolls out and expands in roughly 20 minutes. I placed it on a metal slatted base, a common recommendation for hybrids because the slats need to be close enough to support the coil system. Within half an hour the mattress was fully inflated, and there was no lingering off-gassing smell. For people who dread the new mattress chemical scent, that's a genuine relief. On the flip side, the mattress does have some trade-offs. The edge support, while decent, isn't as robust as you'd get on a premium innerspring with reinforced perimeters. If you often sit on the edge of the bed to read or put on shoes, you may notice a slight dip after a few weeks. It's not a deal breaker for most, but it's something to keep in mind if you have a narrow bedroom and need every square inch to be usable. Another subtle weakness is the medium feel rating. Because the mattress aims to be a jack of all trades, it can feel a bit generic if you have very specific preferences. A side sleeper who likes a plush, pillow-top surface might find the top foam layer too firm, while a back sleeper who craves a firmer platform could feel the same layer too soft. The key is to evaluate your own comfort curve and compare it with the zoned firmness map Casper provides on its website. Cost-wise, the price point sits in the middle of the hybrid market, higher than a basic foam bed but lower.